Welcome to this immunizeNet tutorial on Apple iOS 7 devices. In this tutorial I'll show you some simple ways to implement restrictions, privacy and security settings to keep your kids safer on their iPhones, iPods and iPads. The Apple devices applicable for this tutorial are the iPod Touch 5th generation from 2012 on, the iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 5S and 5C from 2010 on, and the iPad 2nd generation from 2012 on. These devices are all compatible with Apple's latest iOS 7 software. The first thing you're going to need to do is check that your device is running Apple iOS 7. To check this, the easiest way is to click on Settings on your home screen, scroll down to General, click on General, go up to Software Update, click on Software Update, and here you'll be able to see what software your device is currently running. The minimum version for these features to work is iOS 7.0.4. Once you're satisfied that your device is running the necessary software or have updated it, you can back out of this again by clicking on General and Settings and click the Home button to get back to the home screen. If you need any help in updating your software, go to www.support.apple.com. In order to enable restrictions, privacy and security settings, go into Settings by clicking on Settings, click on General, and scroll down until you get to Restrictions, and click on Restrictions. To start off, click on Enable Restrictions. You'll now be asked to enter a restrictions passcode. So go ahead and enter a 4-number restrictions passcode, which your child would find difficult to figure out. Enter the 4 numbers. You'll now be asked to re-enter your restrictions passcode. So enter the 4 numbers again. And you're now into the first section of restrictions, which lets you decide what features you would like to allow. The features you can decide on are Safari, Apple's web browser, camera, FaceTime, the iTunes Store, installing apps, deleting apps, in-app purchases, Siri, AirDrop and CarPlay. By default, all features are allowed. As you can see, they're green. And to disable any of the features, simply click on one of the radio buttons, which will turn the button white. White meaning this particular feature is now disabled. If, for instance, you would like to let your child use the camera but restrict FaceTime so that they can't make video calls, you would leave camera green and you click on FaceTime to disable the feature. You can choose to let the user access the web browser but restrict the content that they can access. We're going to have a look at that feature in just a second. If you want to stay in control of what apps your child can use, simply disable the feature to install apps, and the user will now need to ask your permission to install apps. And to protect your wallet from accidental purchases, you could deselect in-app purchases. So once you've made all your selections, scroll down until you get to allowed content. Here you can decide what rating level you would like to give your child access to. First, select the region for which the ratings are applicable for. Click on this field here and select the applicable country. When you're done, click Restrictions again, which brings you back to the previous menu. You can now decide what level of ratings to apply to music and podcasts, movies, TV shows, apps, Siri, and websites. To do so, simply click on the topic you wish to set and choose the rating that you would like to allow. So if you want to choose a rating of 12, click on the field 12. This automatically blocks 15, 18 and allow all movies. When you're done, go back to Restrictions and choose the rest of the applicable settings. So let's have a closer look at websites. Click on the Websites field. You can see you now have the option of allowing all websites, of limiting adult content, or of allowing only specific websites. If you choose access to all websites, you have no further selection to make. If, however, you want to limit adult content, click on Limit Adult Content. This will automatically limit access to many adult websites. If you find that this restricts a website that your child needs, you simply click on Add a website to always allow and type its URL in the field here. When you're done, click on Websites to get back to the main menu. If, on the other hand, you find that this did not restrict the particular website you're concerned with, you can also choose to never allow a specific website by clicking on this field, Add a Website, and adding its URL into here. Once you're done, click on Websites to get back to the main menu. If you want to allow access to specific websites only, click on this field here, and this will give you access to specific websites. Initially, this is preset with some child-friendly websites, but you can also add specific websites here by clicking on this field, Add a Website, giving it a title, and entering its URL. The URL is the web address of the website, so for Disney, for example, it would be www.disney.com. When you're done, back out again by pressing Websites, click on Restrictions to get back into the previous menu. So with that done, we've now restricted features of the phone, as well as selected what content we would like the user to be able to access. And as the child gets older, you can change these settings appropriately. This is it for part 1 of Apple iOS 7 restrictions and privacy settings. In the next video, we will look at more privacy-related features and restrictions around changes to accounts and device settings. I hope you found these instructions useful, and don't forget to share it with your family and friends.